As of 2023, Japan counts 126 generations of emperors.
As I recall, they were recognized by Guinness World Records as the oldest ruling house.
As far as I know, there are only 2 bloodlines, including the imperial house, that have continued to be immensely influential during most of Japanese history. By the way, do you know how many emperors have been assassinated?
I don't know.
Only one emperor since Emperor Keitai, whose existence is known for certain, has been explicitly stated to have been assassinated. The 32nd Emperor Sushin. He was assassinated by Soga no Umako in 592.
What a tragedy.
After Emperor Sushin's assassination, his sister, Empress Suiko, ascended the throne.
She was Japan's first empress regnant.
Her nephew, Prince Shotoku, was in charge of assisting in politics.
He's the most popular hero in Japan, also known as Prince Umayado.
Thanks to their activities, the growth of the Soga clan was suppressed, and for a while, politics was centered on Empress Suiko, Prince Shotoku, and Soga no Umako. However, after the successive deaths of Prince Shotoku in 622, Soga no Umako in 626, and Empress Suiko in 628, Soga no Amishi, who succeeded Soga no Umako, gained power that surpassed that of the emperor.
So, the era of the Soga clan has come again. I have a bad feeling about this.
In 642, at the ancestral mausoleum of the Soga clan, they performed the Hachitsu no Mai dance, which is only allowed to the emperor, and sent people from all over the country to build jubo for Amishi and his son, Soga no Aruka. A jubo is a tomb built during one's lifetime. In 643, he also took the liberty of passing the position of Great Omi, a title given by the emperor, from Amishi to Aruka.
The Great Omi is the highest-ranking administrative official who assists the emperor.
In the same year, Soga no Aruka, who had seized control of the Soga clan, destroyed Prince Shotoku's son, Prince Yamashiro.
That was an outrageous act.
Furthermore, Aruka had a mansion on Amakashi Hill overlooking the imperial palace, which he called Mikado, meaning the emperor's residence, and had his own children called princes. Aruka's mansion was said to have been armed with a castle fence and an armory.
The tyranny of the Soga clan is extreme.
The scene changes. There was a boy, no more than 20 years old, playing Kimari at Asuka Temple. He was Prince Nakano-o. The name, Prince Nakano-o, is a common name, and Naka means second, and O means the eldest son among full brothers. In other words, he was the second son of half-brothers. His real name was Katsuragi. His father was Emperor Jomei, who succeeded Empress Suiko, and his mother was Empress Kogyoku, who succeeded Emperor Jomei. When the game of Kimari became heated, Prince Nakano-o even sent his shoe flying with the force of his kicking the ball. Then, a man picked up the shoe and handed it to the prince. His name was Nakatomi no Kamatari. He was so brilliant that he was the runner-up in a cutting-edge school opened by a learned monk named Minabuchi no Sayoin, who had studied in the Sui dynasty and Tang dynasty, the most advanced countries of the time. The prince accepted the shoe that Kamatari handed him on his knees. Kamatari fell in love with the prince's character, who was courteous to him even though his parents were emperors. The prince also highly valued Kamatari's talent. The two recognized each other and hit it off. They became comrades with the common goal of overthrowing the Soga clan.
Would they finally begin their plan to overthrow the Soga clan?
Prince Nakano-o recruited friends to overthrow Soga no Aruka. One of the most famous among them was Soga no Kurayamada no Ishikawamero. He was a cousin of Aruka, but a member of the Soga no Kura clan, a branch of the Soga head family to which Amishi and Aruka belonged. As is evident from the fact that Amishi gave Aruka the position of Great Omi, the succession of power in the Soga clan took place only within the Soga head family. The prince had already foreseen that the branch families such as the Soga no Kura clan would be dissatisfied with this.
That's great insight.
When Soga no Kurayamada no Ishikawamero sided with the prince, the Soga clan was divided from within.
Even though it was a branch family, it was great to have the Soga clan under heaven on your side.
However, the crucial plan to overthrow Aruka proved to be a difficult task. There was no way to win a war against Aruka, who had more power and military might than the emperor. In addition, there was no chance of assassinating Aruka because he conducted his political affairs in his private residence, which was armed. Furthermore, Aruka was so intelligent that he was ranked at the top of his class at Minabuchi no Sayoin school, making political disputes and other means impractical.
He had more brains than that Nakatomi no Kamatari. He is superb in power, military strength, brains, and everything else. How can he defeat such a monster?
Under these circumstances, Prince Nakano-o launched a daring maneuver to publicly kill Soga no Iruka.
Public assassination? How?
He made up the Sanken no Gi.
The Sanken no Gi.
The Sanken no Gi is a ceremony in which the diplomatic envoys of the three countries that existed at that time on what is now the Korean Peninsula, Koguryo, Baekje, and Silla, are granted an audience with the emperor.
I see. If it is an international event that the emperor is also attending, Iruka has no choice but to come out of his private residence.
Yes, the Soga family has been in charge of diplomacy at the imperial court for generations. The day of the decision came. June 12, 645, according to the calendar of the time. Empress Kogyoku appeared at Daigoku-den for the Sanken no Gi.
Daigoku-den is the main hall of the imperial court. Since the Empress Kogyoku is the real mother of Prince Nakano-o, he would carry out the assassination in front of his own mother.
Nakatomi no Kamatari knew that Soga no Iruka carried a sword under his skin, so he used a clown to confiscate it in advance. Iruka joined the ceremony and the Sanken no Gi began. The 12 gates leading to the palace were closed by order of Prince Nakano-o.
Iruka's escape route was gone.
Probably, Prince Nakano-o and Nakatomi no Kamatari had on their side the Otomo clan, which was in charge of the court's military affairs, and others.
So, they have the family in charge of gatekeeping, etc., on their side in advance. They are indeed very well prepared.
They were hiding by the side of Daigoku-den, and were listening for the right moment. Soga no Kurayamada no Ishikawamero reads out a letter from a diplomatic envoy. This should have been the signal for the two assassins, to whom Prince Nakano-o entrusted his sword, to attack Iruka. But they were too intimidated by Iruka's authority to attack.
It's not surprising, since they're practically trying to kill someone with more power than the emperor.
Soga no Kurayamada no Ishikawamero was almost finished reading the superscription, but since the assassination was not carried out easily, he was shaking with impatience, sweat gushing from all over his body. Then Soga no Iruka became suspicious and asked Ishikawamero why he was trembling. Ishikawamero replied that he was nervous because he was near the empress. Prince Nakano-o, thinking that his plan would end in failure, called out, "Ya!" and personally slashed at Iruka. As he fell, Iruka said, "What crime have I committed?" Empress Kogyoku was greatly surprised and asked, "What in the world is going on here?" Prince Nakano-o replied, "Iruka is trying to supplant the imperial house," and without a word, the empress withdrew to the back. After putting the finishing touches on Iruka, Prince Nakano-o took a group of vassals and entered Asuka Temple, which he used as a fortress.
Iruka was dead, but the Amishi were still alive.
Prince Nakano-o delivered Iruka's corpse to the Amishi and turned the Soga clan's chief vassals against him, thereby discouraging the Amishi from fighting. The day after Iruka's assassination, Amishi set fire to his mansion and committed suicide. Here, the Soga head family, which had gained power over the emperors, was destroyed. This is called the Isshi incident. The Soga clan lost its head family, and the remaining Soga branch families would also leave the stage of history by the Heian period. The day after Amishi committed suicide, Empress Kogyoku handed over the throne to her own brother, and Emperor Kotoku ascended the throne.
Empress Kogyoku was the first Japanese emperor to abdicate the throne.
It is thought that she may have abdicated in order to take responsibility for such a major incident at the palace.
Too bad Prince Nakano-o never ascended to the throne.
Accession to the throne after killing a person in power at the time could be seen as a usurpation of the throne. It is thought that this was taken into consideration. Prince Nakano-o assumed the position of crown prince to Emperor Kotoku. Even though he was the crown prince, the real power was in the hands of Prince Nakano-o. He promoted a political reform called the Taika no Kaishin, assisted by Nakatomi no Kamatari. This reform introduced the family registration system, established the era name, defined the country name, Nippon, and defined the title, Tenno. These have been handed down to the present day.
I see. So, the influence on present-day Japan is significant.
After the death of Emperor Kotoku, the mother of Prince Nakano-o came to the throne again. She was Empress Saimei. After Empress Saime's death, Prince Nakano-o continued to rule without the throne for nearly 7 years before officially acceding to the throne in 668. He was Emperor Tenji. Tenji was a posthumous epithet given to him after his death in the Nara period.
It had been more than 20 years since the Isshi incident.
The following year, Nakatomi no Kamatari died.
He died after seeing Prince Nakano-o, whom he had devoted his life to serving, become emperor.
Emperor Tenji had visited him the day before Nakatomi no Kamatari died. He thanked Kamatari for his accomplishments and conferred upon him the rank of Taishokan. This is the highest rank of coronation, and only one person in history has received this title, Nakatomi no Kamatari. And there is one more thing that Emperor Tenji gave him. He was given the surname, Fujiwara. At that time, receiving a family name from the emperor was the greatest honor.
That is why Nakatomi no Kamatari is also called Fujiwara no Kamatari.
Here, the Fujiwara clan was born.
The Fujiwara clan.
I told you. As far as I know, there are only two bloodlines that have continued to be immensely influential during most of Japanese history.
One is the imperial house, right?
Yes, that's right. And the other is the Fujiwara clan, whose ancestor was Kamatari. This family produced a number of regents and prime ministers, would have political influence for the next 1,200 years or so, but that's another story.